Hey, Empowered Soul Network team. Great day, great Thursday on the first part of May. I heard it was Mental Health Awareness Month yesterday, and so I can certainly feel the energy of this opening of the mind, the expansion of things. And I have two wonderful guests with me, a team, yay team, Amanda and Wyatt Elsberry. And they have all kinds of products and services that they work with. I'll let them introduce themselves and share a little bit more about that. But guys, thank you for being on Empowered Soul Network today.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you so much.
Tell
We're
us a
excited.
tell us a little about the Ellsbury work, the team. What is it that you guys are inspired about?
We own Willowberry Reiki and Wellness, and so a big thing that inspires us is just energy healing and how everything is energy. And we also provide Reiki services, but we also make natural candles that are made out of soy wax and essential oils. And we also make soaps and body oils. And all of those we Reiki infuse just to put that energy out there. So, if you're washing yourself with the soap, you're getting that Reiki energy flowing through you, and lighting the candle in your house. We have intention setting candles, and then we also have candles for each season. So, like the winter solstice and
Mhm.
spring equinox, and yeah. So
Well,
yeah.
I have to do testimony, you guys. I met the Ellsberrys a couple of weekends ago at a Spirit Seekers Fair and had an amazing booth. I bought some soap and I'm using it and I love it. It's great.
Yeah,
It feels really good. It's just like natural. It feels so natural. I don't feel like I've got stuff on me after I'm done. You know what I mean? Why?
that.
What's inspired the two of you to dive into this particular kind of work?
Uh, well, it kind of started with a random date night. We got one of those like candle making kit things, and we did it, and we weren't too impressed with like the product that came. We're like, we could do better than this. So it kind of sparked us there to. So just kind of on a whim at first, but then it was just so much fun. And it was fun being able to do something as a couple together too, where we worked so well as a
Mhm.
team and kind of finding that neutral ground to do something that we both enjoy.
And why you can answer this question, and Amanda will pop to you with it. Were you, as a young person, drawn to this kind of idea, this kind of spirituality or energy work? Were you sensitive or intuitive when you were young? Talk about your kind of journey to this point.
Yeah, I've always feel like I've been a pretty big energy person and really big with empathy and kind of trying to understand how people are feeling what they're feeling. And I feel like the word like differences in people is looked at so negatively, but that's something that I actually love in people, like seeing different walks of life through something that I would never even imagine being able to be possible. It's just so cool to me, and just seeing how other people go throughout their day and in the same city, a different city, different country. It's just it always been fascinating me, just being around people and getting to know them, and just how so much differences and similarities we all have, but they're kind of like you just got to find them and just realize that if somebody's different than you, it doesn't mean anything bad. It just means acceptance and learning the difference, and not just being so scared of the difference. There's nothing to be scared of. Again, to know people, it's just all about positive and just being nice to each other and spreading the love and joy.
How about you, Amanda? When you were growing up or earlier in your life, how did this whole energy arena impact you?
Well, growing up, kind of, I was always intuitive. I grew up with my mom. She was a very intuitive. She could talk to spirit guides. She was very into tarot, and so that kind of like led me in that way. And I was always into like crystals and witch stuff, I guess you would say, witchy stuff.
Mhm.
Like spells and stuff like that when I was younger, and like any movies that dealt with witches and fairies and stuff like that. And I just remember like as I was growing up though, like as a teenager, like my friends' parents didn't accept that. They thought I was like worshiping the devil or stuff like that. And that's not what it was about. And but since I just was always criticized for it a lot, I kind of shut it all off and kind of like stepped away from it for a while. And then I went through some life experiences with some traumatic relationships and really just kind of hit rock bottom. And that was kind of where I actually ended up was led to him. I manifested him somehow and we became friends, and he really got me through a lot of it and helped me see the light in the world. And then my mom was talking to me one day, and I had a friend that was talking to me as well, and she had mentioned this like movie, this documentary called The Secret, and that's just kind of what led me back into everything. And then one day I was on social media and Reiki had popped up, and I was like, what's this? And my mom had told me about it, and she's like, well, let's take the class together. And I was like, okay, it can't hurt, I can at least use it on myself. And so I really did use it on myself. And now I've been off anti-anxiety and depressant meds for a year and a half. And yeah, it's been amazing. And it's really helped me. And so now I just really want to put that out there to help others who have had similar experiences.
That's really awesome, Amanda. Could you speak to what's a what's a key step that someone who knows they're intuitive, they have intuitive experiences, but it confuses them, and that, what's something that they can do to start to gain some clarity about those gifts and energies they have within that you found?
Yeah, the biggest thing that I can really recommend is meditation. Um, just getting into that meditative state is really when you're going to open up to the divine and get those messages. When you first start meditating, it's not easy because your ego gets in there and your mind just keeps wanting to wander, and then you're thinking, I can't do this isn't for me. But I promise, if you just keep trying, start with 5 minutes a day. Like, just start out small. Don't start with a big goal. Start with a small goal, because that's gonna how you're gonna achieve, is starting out small and working up. And I promise you it'll be worth it.
It, it really is, and of course I highly believe and recommend that too. But it's almost this energy, regardless of what you call it, meditation or prayers. It's just getting quiet inside, isn't it? Taking a few breaths, just allowing that presence. Is that how you see it? Can you share your experience with it?
Yeah, sometimes I just think of it too as kind of listening to yourself a little bit, because there's so much outside voices and outside noise everywhere. Just taking that time to unplug from all that and put your phone down for sure, and just, think about everything that you do have. Don't think about the negatives, think about the positives. Think of, everybody wants that get it now pill. Well, there's not that. So you got to be able to understand that some days you may take a step back, but it's not about the step back. It's about learning to keep going forward and just keep moving and keep the positivity and just just think about yourself and kind of just be happy with where you are, and don't try to put too
Yeah.
much on your own shoulders. And
Just think of all the positives.
yeah,
And a big thing is affirmations. Speak so kindly and loving to yourself. That is, if you can start doing that to yourself, then you will be able to give more love out, and then you'll be able to receive that love in. And
I have a I have a friend who's, when I call him up, say, "Hey, how you doing?" He goes, "Well, sun's out somewhere. There's air I'm breathing. It's going to be a good day."
right.
Start simple, right, you guys?
yeah, a big thing that first thing in the morning when I wake up that has changed my life is when I wake up, the first thing I do is I start saying like, today is going to be a good day. I love myself. And it's just positive affirmations. And then I drink a full glass of water to start my day. And then you can do a meditation. I like to do my morning meditation is the easiest in the shower, for instance. And you can just picture that water, just that's healing water. It's washing away all the bad and bringing in all the good. And that will just start your day up for success.
That's beautiful. And there's so many different ways that I think sometimes meditation has a stigma about you have to do it this way or that way. And you just brought up, yeah, it doesn't have to be sitting in the lotus position with my fingers like this. I don't have to go to India to get or Peru to get spiritual, right? I can
Right.
do it.
Right.
I can hug a tree and meditate, or I can have a nice walk and meditate, right?
Do it anywhere,
I'm,
anytime.
I'm I'm a runner. I love to run, and I got him actually into running as well. And you can even meditate while you're running. Like it's you can meditate anywhere.
Oh, that's really cool. So talk to us about a little bit about the service work you do a little bit more, because I know you guys go around to expos and shows, right? I think you're going to Colorado here shortly, and what's it been like to be out there with people and why, as you said, the diversities of people. What's that been like for you to show up like that?
I love it. Like one of my favorite things about doing the shows is actually meeting some of the people, and it's awesome. Like the show where we met each other, there next to us there was a doctor who um raised a group of chimpanzees. Like just finding that random knowledge right there. Some people that came to our booth were paranormal activity investigators, and it's just getting to talk to like two people like that within the matter of hours. Like that's you just can't find that anywhere else. It's
Hmm.
awesome, and it's just so fun to be able to learn from other people and just pick up their energy and their excitement about like what they're passionate about, and that's what I
Hmm.
find the most fun about it.
And just the connections. I mean, I learned so much more. Like you think you might know a lot of things, and then you talk to somebody, and you opened my mind up to something just completely even more. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
it's
know
just beautiful.
I interviewed Dr. Sue, here in the Power Network. Oh my God, you're right. Just the incredibleness of people. It's so
Yeah.
amazing. Let's come back to square one with the two of you. What have you learned from Amanda, being with her as a life partner and as a friend? What are some of those things she's really taught you?
Oh boy. How long do we got? No, just
Yeah, right, right.
she taught me more about being open and being more accepting. Really, it wasn't that I was not accepting. I just used to kind of be a lot more introverted and kind of just didn't want to get out there. It wasn't that I didn't want to know people. It was just like I'm fine over here. And she's kind of got me out of that shell and just helped me like just realize how much more fun it is to kind of be uncomfortable sometimes, not, and it's been little baby steps. And she's taught me so much stuff with just being like an awesome partner and being a good parent. She's taught me patience with our son. She's the most amazing mom ever. And
I was,
there's so many things I can't.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say,
And
he's
Amanda, on the subject of Wyatt, how have you seen him grow and evolve? How would you describe what you have experienced with his growth?
well with his growth, just the whole being more open to things and trying new things. And um the biggest thing is just him really starting to understand why somebody does something instead of like
Mm,
judging for it.
Hmm.
He now is just very accepting and understanding of why people do what they do. It has nothing to do with him, it has everything to do with them. So if somebody's having, like, say a bad day and they take it out on him, it's don't he doesn't feel bad about it because that's their energy, not his. And so I guess what he's really learned is to just not take on other people's energy and to not let it eat at him as much.
no, wow, that's amazing. That's beautiful.
Oh,
And so, Amanda, what have you learned in your growth from Wyatt? How have you evolved because being around Wyatt?
The biggest thing that he has taught me is self-love, to really love myself. Because I didn't, when we met, I wasn't in a very good place. I didn't love myself. And he really really opened that back up and taught me that. And that's the biggest thing that I take from it all. So,
Thing.
No, that's beautiful. Is there one fun thing without getting too personal? Is there one fun thing that Wyatt does? That, I mean, does he make you laugh or make what's one fun, quirky thing that really helps that self-love, Amanda?
my gosh, I don't know. um, just trying to, they just, I mean, his silliness. I mean,
Now that
I love sometimes like, sometimes it's like, who's our 4-year-old? Is it you? Or Alexander? And I just love that. I love the kid in him.
Yeah, I take full advantage of being a kid dad. If I can act like a kid, I take advantage of it.
and
Sometimes,
so Wyatt, back over to you now. What have you seen in Amanda in her growth, being involved in your part? How would you describe her growth?
yeah, kind of off her, honestly, though, is her self-love. She's gotten a lot more in like her confidence. She's
Hmm.
just, I feel like it's kind of like she almost went through, like when I first met her, she was kind of slouched over, but now she's just, up, and I feel like she's not scared of anything. She probably is, but she just has this confidence to her now that it's awesome, and I love it. And she's just such an amazing lady, and I'm so lucky to have her. Every day I just wake up, like one of the things I feel thankful for every day is that I get to be with her and that she's mine, and it's just been an amazing path. I think it's really shows a friendship too, because we have such an open communication. Sometimes there aren't fun conversations, but if you have them, like that conversation, like the conversation that you have in your mind is making it worse than what it could be if you just talk to the person and have that conversation. Quit being scared of what could be versus like rip off the band-aid type thing and just being open and honest.
Do you find that that common goal, that common denominator that you have, that's kind of the foundation of a relationship, does knowing that you have that help those conversations be easier? Because you know in the long run, could you guys speak to that a little bit for couples and people in relationships listening out there, some tips on that communication?
Yeah, one thing that I love that we honestly do is like say we have cats, so say we know kitty litter needs done, we'll just yell out like just saying kitty litter needs done like out loud, so both of us know, and that like I don't go through the day expecting her to know when she has no idea of knowing. It's just kind of like we do little like shout outs on stuff that need done in the house, but we're not putting like
Not saying you have to do it, just saying this needs done today.
yeah,
I
kind of
don't
like an FYI type of thing. And that's honestly one of the things I love her, and just being able to talk. Like we could, it's just so much.
You just got to be open. You can't like if somebody like the whole thing with communication is the reason why people don't want to communicate is because they're scared on how that person's going to feel or if that person's going to judge them. And you got to set that aside, because once you just have that communication and you get it out there, it's like a weight lifted off of you. You feel so much better. And most of the time it's not even as bad as what you thought it was going to be in your head. It's that ego feeding you and putting all those thoughts in your head that you just go with the flow. And just I don't know. Yeah, our biggest thing that I tell people is just you need to communicate, like no matter if it's gonna hurt his feelings or my feelings.
Yeah, and do you find that in your experience and your work, your training, that the communication's easier or it's more directed if I'm communicating to myself first about what I'm feeling, what I'm experiencing, acknowledging that? Is that something you resonate with?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, you have to have that conversation with yourself.
Right,
Agreed.
right. What tell us a little bit more about your work, you guys. How can people get in touch with you, connect with you? Where are you going next so we can tell our friends?
Well, this weekend we'll actually be at the Pagan Jubilee, at the,
Fair-
no, the
No,
Fairgrounds is in a couple weeks,
my bad.
but, the first, I'm trying to remember the name of the church now. I
Look it
apologize,
up.
but I
Yeah,
will put it in the comments. I completely just
I can't think of it either.
drawn
yeah,
a
no,
blank.
that's kind of, yeah. Put it in the comments. You bet.
But yeah, you can go to our website as well, which is www.willowberryreikiandwellness.com. You can find us on Facebook, which is Willowberry Reiki and Wellness, and Instagram.
Beautiful.
The
Well, if you,
comments, I put a list on the events that we have coming up.
yeah, that'd be great. Those events are also on your website and stuff too, right?
Oh yeah, like on Facebook and Instagram.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm still figuring out, like, our website has all of our products and services on there, but I'm still figuring out the
Work in progress right now. So.
Right, right. Well, listen, guys, I want to thank you so much for being on Empowered Soul Network. This was just a lot of fun. Really appreciate you guys, and we'll get everything posted and let you get your comments in there. And feel free to stay connected. Let your friends know about Empowered Soul Network. And there you go, team. The Elsberries from right here in Des Moines, Iowa, but yet traveling internationally, probably somewhere sometime soon. Take care. Thank you guys for coming.
awesome.
And stick around for a minute when
Thank
we
you.
stick around. We'll stop the recording and I'll connect up with you after we stop. Take care, everybody.
Okay.